Hello there, and welcome to a warm and comforting conversation aimed at helping you find a calmer night's rest. If you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, you might have noticed that sleep can sometimes become elusive. Maybe you've gone through nights where you toss and turn, the mind dancing with endless thoughts, or your body waking up at odd hours feeling restless and unable to doze off again. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because today I want us to explore 7 simple yet powerful bedtime practices that can bring more serene rest into your life. If you want to join in on the discussion, comment "Better Nights" and let us know what you do to improve your sleep. I know many of you have led vibrant, active lives filled with family, work, hobbies, and all sorts of memorable events. Over the years, nights might not always feel as easy as they once did. Our bodies change. We might experience worries for our children or grandchildren, or we might carry aches and pains that make certain sleeping positions uncomfortable. But that doesn't mean we have to resign ourselves to restless nights. In fact, there are several steps you can take before bedtime to guide your mind and body gently toward a more peaceful sleep. Let's talk about them one by one. First, let's begin with a truly vital foundation, your sleep environment. This might sound simple, but it's amazing how often we overlook the place where we spend a large portion of our time. Yes, that cozy bedroom. Whether you're in a house you've owned for decades, a smaller apartment, or even a senior living facility, your sleeping area must be a sanctuary. Pay attention to the temperature of your bedroom. Try to keep it on the cooler side, because a lower temperature helps signal your body that it's nighttime, making it easier to drift off. You can add a soft blanket or wear warmer pajamas if you feel chilly, but the air should be gently cool. Also, if there are street lights or hallway lights shining in, invest in curtains or blinds that block out light effectively. Light pollution can make it difficult for your body to produce the hormones necessary for a deep slumber. If noise is an issue, maybe you live in a busy neighborhood or share walls with neighbors, consider a white noise machine, a small fan, or even earplugs. The hum of white noise can drown out the clangs and clatters that might otherwise jolt you awake. By choosing small adjustments like these, you're creating a soothing space that allows your body and mind to recognize it's time for rest. Second, let's discuss consistency with your sleep schedule. Believe it or not, your body appreciates regularity similar to a clock. As we get older, our internal rhythms can become more sensitive. If we go to bed at 9 p.m. one night, midnight the next, and 10:30 p.m. the following night, our bodies get confused. To the extent that your life allows, pick a bedtime and a wake-up time that you stick to most days of the week. Over time, this helps regulate your internal body clock, sometimes called your circadian rhythm, and makes it easier to fall asleep and wake up in the morning. Even if you had a late night, do your best to get up around the same time the next day. Tempting as it is to sleep in, your body will be more balanced if you try to maintain that daily cadence. Soon enough, you might notice that you don't need as many sleep aids or to stare at the ceiling half the night. Of course, life can throw a curveball. Maybe you stayed up late watching a special event, or you had a family gathering that went into the evening. Don't worry if you occasionally deviate from your pattern. The important thing is to aim for steadiness most days. Third, I'd like to bring up the power of a calming pre-bed mindfulness practice. It can be very simple, You don't have to twist your body into any pretzel shapes or memorize complicated breathing exercises. Something as straightforward as sitting quietly for a minute or two in your bed or in a chair, closing your eyes and focusing on slow, deep breathing can work wonders. Inhale gently through your nose for a count of 4. Hold it for a second or two, and then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 5 or 6. If counting isn't your style, simply pay attention to the sensation of your breath. Imagine the air traveling in, refreshing your body, and then traveling out, carrying away tension and stress. If your mind starts wandering to tomorrow's errands or last week's regrets, gently bring your attention back to your breath. This small moment of mindfulness can lower your heart rate and signal your body that it's time for rest. Some people like to include a light stretch in the evening, focusing on the neck, shoulders, or lower back. A few gentle movements, done carefully, can release tension spots that might cause tossing and turning. Give it a try. You might be surprised at how a simple ritual helps your mind shift gears from daytime activity to nighttime relaxation. Our fourth bedtime practice may sound like common sense, but it's worth mentioning because it's often overlooked. Choosing comfortable and breathable sleepwear. Clothes that are too tight, too warm, or made from irritating fabric can hamper your efforts to rest. Imagine trying to sleep in something itchy or that traps heat, leaving you sweaty and uncomfortable. Switch to materials like cotton or bamboo that allow your skin to breathe. To adjust for cooler weather, layer up with a soft cardigan or have an extra blanket on hand. This is especially valuable if you share your bed with a partner who has different temperature preferences. They can be snug under a heavy blanket while you opt for a lighter sheet, or vice versa. Another aspect of comfort is making sure your mattress and pillows support you well. Over time, pillows lose their shape and mattresses can sag in spots, placing strain on your back, hips, or shoulders. Consider rotating your mattress or adding a mattress topper if you notice you're waking up with aches and pains. It's a small investment that can greatly improve the quantity and quality of your sleep. And if you do treat yourself to a new set of pajamas, you'll find it's a small delight every time you slip into bed. Our fifth point involves creating a gentle wind-down routine that acts like a lullaby for your day. Just as children often have a bedtime story or quiet time before lights out, we adults can also benefit from a structured routine that tells the brain it's time to slow down. This might look like lowering the lights in your home about an hour before bed. Softer lighting helps your body produce melatonin, one of the key hormones involved in sleep. You could also switch off the TV or any bright screens, or at least dim them if you enjoy a little entertainment at night. Some people love sipping on a caffeine-free tea. Options like chamomile or lavender are quite popular. Others prefer to jot down a few thoughts in a small notebook, listing things they're grateful for or tasks they want to handle tomorrow. Putting these ideas on paper can release the mind from ruminating over them throughout the night. The goal is to find easy and enjoyable ways to transition from the daytime mindset of go, go, go into an evening mode of rest, reflection, and letting go of the day's worries. Don't forget to comment better nights if you already have a routine or if you want to share what helps you wind down. The sixth practice can be described as adding a dose of soothing input for the senses, like gentle music, an audiobook, or reading a light, uplifting book or magazine. Some folks find that certain classical or instrumental tunes help shift their emotions from anxious to calm or from restless to mellow. Alternatively, an audiobook can be wonderful, especially if you don't want to strain your eyes reading in dim light. You can lie back, close your eyes, and let the narrator's voice gently carry you into your imagination without the brightness of a screen. If reading is your preference, pick something that brings you comfort or curiosity. This isn't the time for a thriller that gets your adrenaline pumping. Instead, consider a heartwarming novel or a gentle memoir. It's like having a friendly bedtime story as an adult. Keep in mind that whatever medium you choose, it should be relaxing rather than stimulating. The key is to lull your brain away from the busy thoughts of the day into more pleasant, unhurried terrain. Finally, the seventh bedtime tip revolves around hydration, medication timing, and dealing with those midnight trips to the bathroom. As we age, it's pretty normal to wake up in the middle of the night with a need to use the restroom. While we can't completely stop that from happening, we can manage it a bit better. Try not to drink too many fluids in the last hour or two before you plan to go to bed. You want to be hydrated, of course, but maybe let your final cup of tea or water be about 3 hours before lights out to give your body time to process it. If you take medication at night, check with your doctor to see whether it has any ingredients that might keep you awake. For instance, certain prescriptions contain mild stimulants, and sometimes they can be adjusted to morning hours. It's always important to follow medical advice, so talk to your healthcare provider if your medication timing is interfering with your sleep. Also, if you do wake up in the middle of the night, try not to stress about it. Use the restroom, then come back to bed, taking a brief moment to settle in again. Deep breathing can help you fall back asleep more quickly than if you start worrying about how many hours of rest remain. The goal is to create a healthy relationship with sleep, one that involves acceptance and gentle adjustments, rather than frustration. Now that we've gone through these 7 bedtime practices, adjusting your sleep environment, sticking to a consistent schedule, practicing mindfulness, selecting comfy clothing, establishing a wind-down routine, adding soothing music or reading, and managing hydration and medication timing. Let's reflect on the bigger picture. Each of these suggestions is like a small puzzle piece leading to the whole picture of a more restful night. Not every piece will work the same way for everyone. You might find that dimming the lights early is extremely helpful, or that listening to a calm voice in an audiobook is your secret to drifting off quickly. The important part is trying different approaches, seeing what resonates with you, and adapting as needed. Remember, this stage of life can be filled with all sorts of transitions. Some days can be a little heavier, others more joyful. But a good night's sleep helps you face each day with a clearer mind and a more hopeful heart. I'd love to hear from you. Please comment how better nights and share any bedtime rituals or tips you've discovered over the years. Perhaps you found comfort in a particular type of pillow or a great way to manage nighttime anxiety. Your own experiences might inspire others in this community who are looking for new ideas. And if you're watching this and you haven't yet subscribed, I'd invite you to do so. We talk about all sorts of topics that matter to folks who are in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Whether it's how to navigate new roles in the family, embrace changing friendships, or simply enjoy the peace that can come with living each day a little more mindfully. Before signing off, let's do a quick recap. We covered creating a comfortable and cool sleeping environment, setting a consistent bedtime, practicing a few minutes of mindfulness, choosing comfy pajamas and supportive bedding, establishing a wind-down routine, enjoying soothing audio or reading, and timing your fluids and medications sensibly. Each of these might seem small, but together they can shape a restful night. I hope you feel encouraged to try some of these ideas. You deserve the gift of peaceful, restorative sleep. And sometimes it just takes a gentle nudge and a bit of experimentation to find the routine that brings your body and mind into harmony. Thank you so much for listening. Your presence here means a lot. I appreciate the wisdom and experience you carry, and I hope these insights add a sprinkle of calm to your nights. If you found this helpful, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe and comment. Better nights. Wishing you sweet dreams and plenty of cozy rest now and in all the nights still to come.